I have 7 targets. Unfortunately, that gives me 0 margin for error. So, you internet crack shots, keep track, be ready to judge me. I'm going to do 1 on the outside torso, try to do 1 shot each to knock down each of the 5 zombie heads, and then 1 shot to take out the guy on the end. And just because I feel like cheating, I do have a speed loader in my pocket. I may try again. The Smith and Wesson 686 Plus. Fear me. I'm not sure whether I should get full credit for that, but I'm taking it anyway.
Alright everyone, we are here on the range for my course now with the Smith and Wesson 686 Plus.
Allie's going to be shooting small things.
Oh.
I'm standing up.
I'm going to be shooting cool things. I'm going to be shooting water bottles back here, then I'm going to be shooting the soda bottle, followed by the soda cans, and then finally the shaving cream. My favorite part.
You are loaded and ready to go.
Awesome.
Your worship. That one wants to live. All I gotta do is say something.
Anticlimactic.
It bled out. Full shaving cream. Oh sure, now I get it back. Now that everything's been shot. I see. Well, there you have it. Back to the studio.
Alright everyone, we are back from the range with our Smith and Wesson 686 Plus.
We shot this. We had a lot of fun. Now, we mentioned before, it's a 357 Magnum, but it's chambered to shoot 38 Special as well. So when Allie shot, she was shooting 38 Special because it's a little bit milder, and Allie didn't want to have her hands blown off. And I didn't want to risk Allie being upset with me, so I didn't sneak one of the 357 rounds in. But that's what I shot. So when we review this, please keep in mind there was a little bit of difference and we were shooting different ammo, but most of it is still relevant. So as you know, we have 8 different categories that we score the guns on. The first thing we're interested in is the comfort of grip. I really like it. It's got big grips that fit my hands pretty well. My hands are larger than normal.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 4.
One of the things I noticed when I first picked this gun up is it felt heavy, which we found out earlier, 39 ounces.
It is heavy.
It's a heavy gun. So just holding it at rest was a little uncomfortable for me, but at the same time I got smaller hands and I'm weak. So honestly, other than that, I really want to give it a 3 out of 5.
Let's talk about the sights on the gun. This has a red ramp front, and the back is a white outline, kind of almost like the Glocks that you've shot before. And I liked them, but these are very much industry standard for acceptable. Nothing really exciting about them, but they work exactly as advertised. So give it a 3.
I for some reason, really like sights that have two colors or two different distinctions to them. And I remember shooting this gun, especially on the specialty course. Wherever I put that red spot, it seemed to fire. And I don't know why, that just makes me feel more, I don't know, giddy or like, yay, it worked, than other guns with just the three of the same color. But, so I really liked it, and I just felt above and beyond for me, so I actually gave it 4 out of 5.
Well, let's talk about the trigger. The large frame Smith and Wessons, their double action triggers are wonderful. It's easy to shoot and be accurate, and I found this to be no exception. I really liked it. I give it a 4.
The expectation for me is single action is going to be easier to pull. Very light hair trigger. Double action is naturally going to be harder to pull. This one did seem better than other ones that we reviewed, but it didn't necessarily exceed my expectation. Again, I went in thinking single action is going to be easy, double action is going to be harder. Therefore, I gave it a 3. It did what I expected it to do.
We're going to talk about perceived recoil. This was designed to shoot heavy hunting and self-defense loads, so it actually does a surprisingly good job of shooting, of absorbing the recoil, where you can shoot it a lot longer at the range and still be able to shoot without your hand getting sore or starting to wince or flinch, which is worse. Wincing, I just look like I'm a wimp. If I can't shoot, then I look worse than a wimp. That was a long ways to get to, I'm giving it a 4.
It did what I expected it to do. The recoil seemed average. It seemed like what I expected a revolver to have, so I just gave it a 3 out of 5.
If you're gonna fire a gun, accuracy is really important. This revolver, accurate doesn't begin to describe it. If you can shoot slower and take your time a bit, this gun, it just lights out. Those 3 shots at 12 yards were all touching.
Yeah.
This is a really accurate gun. I am giving it a 5.
For me, the accuracy on this gun was above average, especially, I just keep remembering and flashing back to the specialty course that I got to shoot, where, again, I put the red thing on the target and hitting it and exploding or whatever. It was fun and it was exciting. It didn't hit everything that I aimed at, or sometimes I would miss, whether that's user error, which is more likely, or whether it's, you know, the gun, but again, probably user error. So I'm only giving it 4 out of 5.
Next up, let's talk about ease of reload. The 686 Plus seemed to work like any other revolver. It wasn't really better or worse. It was clean with the right speed loader, works fine. I gave it a 3.
Personally, with the inexperience that I have trying to use the speed reloader, I had some difficulties with it. So personally, I give it a 2 because it really wasn't easy to reload. Otherwise, I think it's a 3. I would agree with you. If you had more experience, if I had more practice, 3 out of 5 seems good, but personally, in the particular time that I got to shoot the gun, 2 out of 5.
Let's talk about reliability. And this is a gun that I would put on my nightstand. This is a gun I've put on my nightstand because it'll do those 2 things. It will shoot every time, and it will shoot where I aim it. I give this a 5.
For me, for reliability, I gave it a 4 out of 5 because it did exceed what I would consider standard, but it wasn't 100%. It wasn't 90% for me. It was still high up there, but without being, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So 4 out of 5.
Let's talk about ease of maintenance and cleaning. This is, again, industry standard revolver. You push the button, you flip it out, and everything's there for you to clean and put back together. Nothing innovative to ease the process. It worked. I give it a 3.
For For me, when it comes to maintenance, if there's no parts to lose, that makes it a good gun. All the parts are connected.
Makes perfect sense.
Exactly.
I like that.
So I give it a 4 out of 5. It seems very, very simple, very easy. So 4 out of 5.
All right, well, we're almost out of time, so we'll rush to our totals. If you add up all of our scores, I actually gave this a 31. And I figure any gun that we review that I give a 30 or better is a really nice gun and something that you should own. I mean, that maybe I should own. I give it a 31. Really like this revolver.
For me, my score totaled up comes up to 27, so above average, but less than Dan's score.
As usual.
Well, that's about all the time we have for today. If you liked what you saw, please point those crosshairs of yours at the like button down below. And stay tuned for more reviews coming up soon. See you then.